Okay, we are underway again. We're early, not late. This is fantastic. So, the battle of the great jerseys, we'll say. Hashtag the dad life. Captain Tyler Bethune on Frontline. Retreating back, taking on the Dodgeball team with No Name, aka Sans Nom. Back and forth action. Now burn the throw. No Name. Send the left side on target. Now, speaking of, and this is again, this is something you'll see when you're watching co-ed matches like this, is it's almost sort of like a sectional play call instead of like, hey, we want you to throw to this, or kind of just a very kind of set plays. It might be, hey, middles, hey, left side. So in this case, hey, left side, I want you to throw, especially when there's multiple balls. And that bobble didn't matter because that wasn't an eligible catch. We'll watch likely Ty calling his own number. He goes to Captain Mike McMullen. And now 4 players remain for Sans Nom, each with a ball in hand. Attempted throw at the mustachioed man. Now Mr. Catch. So when we were watching him yesterday in the men's, we did not see Mr. Catch perform his named activity. So let's see if we're going to see it this match. That would be Mason Axel, I believe. Shot fired. Okay, a little break in the action. Play call time now. Sharing the lesson out to the wings, and there's got a few on target. Calamity ensuing. And Mr. Mustache is eliminated. Okay, Ty and team, let's see what they do. Jenny beside. Who's going to throw it? And it's a far right throw. Now remaining 2 from No Name. Nixon, number 24 on the right. Good shot. Solo throw. Counter goes to Mr. Catch, and fortunately Ty is not named Mr. Catch. He was right in the breadbasket there. Good opportunity to bring it in. He's unable to now. Burden the throw. Dodgeball team. Not Dodgeball team. No Name. Back and forth. Good hit. Taken out. Senor Catch. Now Sniper 007. Sounds like someone's old Hotmail address. Sends alongside Jenny. Ironically, there's no Jenny on the team. Or a Jen A. I'd like to think it's like a reference to Forrest Gump. Jen A. As the sniper is sniped. Now 1v2. Maybe we could ask the team to line up when they're out on the opposing end. Point on the board for Sans Nom. Rapid fire now taking the left wing. So while it's a difficulty for commentators when you don't put your actual last name on the back of the jersey or are inconsistent, I am fully endorsing just having a over-the-top team-wide use of jersey kind of name. Does put some pressure on old Mr. Katz, though. Shot fired hard on target. No damage. Could we possibly having a member of the Team Canada squad join us? Well, you can't have energy drink and not use it to where it's commentary, so. All right. TB Athletics joining us here.
Hello.
Member of the squad.
Cheers.
Good morning. So we're watching this co-ed rec level, yes, so rec level, day 2 for Dodgeball Toronto's mid-season clash, joined by Taylor Boudreau. Hello.
Thank you very much for having me.
So how was day 1 for you?
It was tiring, but very fun. Very, very fun. I don't know. It's coming into it. We had a sort of like a free agent team a little bit, but we did surprisingly well. We're very, very, very satisfied with how we did.
Oh my goodness! Speaking of surprisingly and doing surprisingly well, rapid fire here, taking it in and just celebrating the oops. Look at this as Mike McMullen walks off.
That's using your calves.
So, dude, where was the team name?
Dump Truck Depot.
Oh, yes. Oh, yeah.
A lot of fun. We actually were playing the semis today in the consolation. Oh, my goodness.
Speaking of rapid fire, we're up. Almost doing a stutter step onto it. But
it's a game of centimeters right there.
Sends one. Not getting targeted yet. And then 1-2 on her. Looks like that first one did hit the hip. 2-0 now for Sans-Nom versus Frontline.
I'm honestly loving watching Jones play, number 22 there on No Name. He's surprisingly very agile when he moves and then very precise with his throws too.
Well, and so something I'd love to hear from you is this might remind you of watching league play.
Mm-hmm.
And I think what's great about a tournament like this is it's not just sort of the highest level competition, and, the Team Canada players.
Yeah.
This is opportunity for more fun teams or the co-ed. But then there's also these opportunities where you see, well, this is where a player does level up.
Yeah.
And then so you might remember those times where the play calls were just kind of back and forth in motion. Oh, left side, you guys throw, right side, that sort of thing. And maybe one of the things I'd love to hear is kind of what are the higher level skills that you see, and kind of where are the opportunities for teams to improve and as we go about this game.
So I think, honestly, I think the biggest difference that I've seen anyway from rec compared to obviously the higher level competitive is that more often in rec, you're not going to see too many risky counters or anything. You're sometimes going to see that very back and forth play where it's just, all right, they missed us, let's regroup and then throw. And there's no sort of heavy counters where it's just chaotic going back and forth and everything while still being strategic. But, oh my goodness, okay. As I say that.
And you get to experience your first commentator's curse.
Mm-hmm.
And actually, so one of the great things we did see there was the play, and then he was so quick to fire back at Jones there on No Name. And then it just somehow the chaotic energy built up from there.
It's like a very domino effect.
So we're going to see likely one ball throw. I'd want rapid fire to hold the attack zone for as long as possible.
Yes.
And so, this tends to be that typical. It's like we kind of give way. It's like offense to defense. It's very much, okay, I've done my turn as offense. We'll return to the back line and see what you do.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's that very
that's the
back
tactic
and
to
forth.
switch up.
Yeah, whereas, like you said in that case with Frontline here, they would want to, their two corners, they would want to sort of keep that pressure while still backing up, but throwing some fakes, just just keep the other team honest, where they don't have that free reign to just, all right, well, we can take those backline shots if we want.
Yeah.
They're not really.
You're letting the other team kind of just set up camp up front. Okay, take our shot.
See, I was tempted to. But I know it's more often than not corners now.
Well, welcome to my life, having my invisible friend speak in my ear.
Oh my goodness.
We had a funny moment earlier where Mitch did join and did one match of commentary, and then he switched up his headset, and so I started talking back to him, and he's like, "Oh, back to this."
So basically, it just sounds like I was talking to myself.
Yeah.
Oh boy.
Ty's team down, and burden to throw will be on Frontline. Well, and maybe another one for you is as a Manitoban on the top stage, getting to see this kind of top level Ontario tournament. One, it's got to be fun just to see like the national representation, just like the ability of Manitoba, BC, Alberta, in particular on the west to level up kind of the depth of skill. Hey-oh!
That's a net catch. Bringing it right back.
Yeah. He had to use the mustache to keep it down. Now with
that was a statement catch. Oh, man.
Mullen trying for it. And so
they're getting greedy.
Now 1v3. Right on target.
Wow. See, now that's something I like to see there, is that, especially in the rec division here, is that aggressiveness like that. Like, just end the round, rush right up, take that rush kill. It was very good. Very good hit there.
So we have a commanding 4-0 lead. We're at the half. Third match of the day.
That was Nixon, number 24 there. I was watching some of their game beforehand when they were just playing on the other courts, and he's definitely a standout player. Him and Jones, very, very good.
Doing your scouting report?
Yeah.
We'll get Dodgeball Manitoba to have like a move to Manitoba campaign.
Oh yeah.
Just start targeting like kind of the rec level players in Ontario. So come our way, join the development program.
I mean, it's already getting big enough in Manitoba. Wouldn't be surprised. I would not be surprised at all.
How long does your dodgeball story go back?
Oh boy. Honestly, not as long as some of the other people I've played with or played against.
There's some OGs here.
Oh yeah, plenty. Plenty. No, but I honestly just started playing dodgeball back in 2016, I want to say.
Okay.
But not competitively until around 2019, 2020. And then that's when I joined the lovely team Apex.
Shout out to Apex. Like, you can't have favorites, but I do have a jersey.
I know, of course you do.
See how definite it is with his voice in the ear? And Mr. Catch with the play call. He's got two in hand, likely going to be throwing one himself, as he does. A very unique throw style. And so, wow. Okay, proving the pudding here is usually you just do see that initial throw and also not that many trailing throws.
No, definitely
and
not.
so that would be the other level out. It's like, okay, I'm the thrower, you're the thrower, but I'm going to be trailing you.
Yes. Yes, it's not used too often at this level right now, but when it is and it's effective, you want to see it more.
Yeah, and
it's so good.
Particularly think in co-ed, just because one of the things I was saying kind of to Mitch, just to have someone to talk to, was there's kind of the greatest variability in pitch speed because of like kind of the way rec co-ed is.
Yeah.
Right. Like, ironically, some of the hardest throws you ever see is like a guy in rec league. You know, because all they do is just pitch hard, and they come from a different sport. Like they don't have the other dodgeball skills, and so that person, if they're paired up with someone with a slower throw, it actually ends up being a trailing shot.
Yes.
Like, hey, let's throw together on this.
Yeah.
Your throw goes quick, and then here's mine sailing behind it. Funny enough, that person dodged yours, and I'm at the advantage as the thrower. into the gloves.
And the mitts.
Great work, Sadat.
We woke up the beast.
There's always a, like, I wish we had like some sort of variant of the rule when you have 6 players and you do get a catch. If it's like, bing, there's a little +1 on the side.
So then like one random player on the team would maybe have like an extra life or something.
Yeah, exactly, yeah.
I'd throw in a wild card there.
Like, my incentive for catching early on would change, especially if it was like to the person. It's like you actually get to get hit once.
Yeah.
And just all of a sudden they put a vest on you. Like you
Yeah. Like a bulletproof vest
Yeah.
or something. Just gives you that extra life.
And our man Jones eliminated. Let's see, it looks like Carter's going to be taking the left wing. Quick play call happening here out of Frontline. I love the speed. 007 Sniper delivers it, but not on target. Play call from Sangster. Okay, Nixon descended. Quick counter back though.
That's another thing I'm loving about this Frontline team is the names that they have on the back of their
Yeah.
jerseys. So creative.
Yeah, well, funny enough, as much as it's kind of on its surface not creative, I do love the no name and the popping. Like very easy to see the jerseys.
They stand out even from like the very farthest court.
yeah. So yeah, no, both jerseys actually win in my opinion, and it's, yeah, if you're not gonna have your last names, just like having the goofiest, strangest.
Oh yeah. Have fun with it.
So admittedly, I went up to Ty, who's the captain number 4.
Yeah.
And I was like, hey, like you're Tyler Bethune, but you got the Dadelif, the Dadelif as your last name, and then I was like, oh my God, it's the Dad Life. Like I'm walking away, like, and I just like it just took a minute going, like, that's not his last name. Look at the rest of it. But it was once I saw Mr. Catch and Sadat is eliminated. Hey, some action at the line. And this is exactly what we want to see, is taking that opportunity, taking out Nixon. Up and Gibson not able to pull it in. So what's the skill over the last couple years that has transformed you into that top-level player?
See, in this case, I don't want to take much credit for it. I feel like I can give almost 100% of the credit to my wife, Julia. For being
what are you without a physical therapist?
Exactly.
Right? Yeah.
She's done so much for my physical ability, my flexibility, and my strength. It's been amazing, honestly. It's gotten me to that next level that I needed to get to. That's helped me sort of improve that much.
Also a decent player on rally yourself, and actually Mitch made a clip. That was a fun one during provincials.
Oh, yeah, she loved that. She saw that one, too.
The left wing catch.
Oh, she was so good in that game. Honestly, all tournament. She was so good. I mean, obviously I'm biased, but it was awesome coaching Rally. They did so well.
Yeah, I feel like teams bring you on because they know that the physical therapist is part of the package, right? Actually, she had a whole booth at Westerns.
Yes.
If I recall, yeah?
Yes, she did.
And that's honestly, it's like one of the things that's, we see there's a lot of players playing in their 30s and 40s. You're relatively new to the sport when we look at some of the players here.
Yeah.
As Jeff Snow made his 9th national team.
It's ridiculous.
And,
ridiculous.
Some players are about to turn 9 on the team.
Oh my goodness, Jones! Oh.
So so one of the things is like it's so tough, especially you've seen the league play. People show up, and then it's what's unique about a dodgeball throw is we're not playing catch.
No.
I'm trying to throw as hard as I can in a way that would not hurt you, but make it like how this player was unable to catch it. And some players are trying, to put some spin on the ball.
Yeah.
And very few players are using a windmill, so it's a very aggressive throw. Let alone the squats and great catch.
So many grips on this team.
And the thing, like actually, what Jones is doing there, is he's using his hips.
Yes.
And so we often see a player as they're on the rec end trying to catch kind of what do we call it? Mitch. We call it, was it backhoe style? What do we call it? The excavator.
Excavator,
so if you're kind of using that obtuse angle as well as what he said, that it's so difficult to match up the timing. Acute, but he meant obtuse. Okay, yeah. Obtuse to acute. Yep.
I'll just scoop it.
And so unless the ball was enormous and going slow, that's going to be very difficult.
Yeah.
And actually, it's one of the skills for football is the 3-point catch.
Okay.
So thinking of body, but one of the difficulties is if you're using chests, that could be just bouncing off too quickly. So trying to use that hip as that 3rd point, and that was a skill that Jones had.
Oh yeah, absolutely. It's nice to see too, especially some of those players that they can obviously do the overhand like the regular style throw and still have a lot of power, but then also throw in that windmill to change it up. Because then you never know, the opposing team doesn't know if you're going to fake with that one and then throw with the other one. It adds an extra element.
Key is kind of in line with what you said, as ball dropped right onto the back of McMullen, is making sure that you fake and throw with both.
Yes.
Versus like I've seen quite a few players that do have a windmill, but they only fake the overhand.
Oh, yeah.
And then it's like, once I see that windmill going, I know what's happening.
See, I'm sure there's many other players that have both style, but one person that always comes to mind for me is JC Morris. She's so precise, especially with that windmill, but she also has a very good overhand too.
Because of her, I'm a little traumatized because at your Manitoba Provincials, we start talking about her, and I just get smoked by her. It was just weird, like it was the most unbelievable clip that Mitch got. We're like talking about the throw style, and then what do you know? We've got 2 players remaining for Frontline against 4 for Sans Nom. But one of the things we were saying earlier is like a lot of these players will be doing in league play, and you show up and it's just full out.
Yeah.
So and especially we're in our 30s, going into our 40s. Our body is getting less and less flexible naturally.
Yeah.
And then the worst part is we show up and we try and just give everything on an overhand throw. And so what you've also experienced is the points on the board here for No Name is the burden of the tournament.
Yes.
That is where, like, I remember my first time I went to Nationals in 2019. I woke up the next morning and they started going down the stairs, and my whole posterior chain was freezing up on me. I could barely step down.
Oh yeah. Yeah, it's all in the calves too. Yeah. It feels like tree trunks basically.
Oh yeah.
You're just so stiff.
And I think that's, and to say the kind of the physical therapy being a secret weapon, it's not just reversing time or like kind of staying fresh, but if most of the people aren't really embracing that becomes a huge advantage.
Oh yeah, yeah, it's definitely huge. Honestly, one thing that Julia, my wife,
So we're at the end of the second half, no blocking, and Jones didn't care about that. He's bringing out the gloves again for a catch. Well, maybe one of the things we could focus on is say we're finishing up this set. We're going to be at the end of the match. What would be something good for these teams to do immediately after, from a physical therapy perspective?
So like after the game or after?
Yeah,
the
like let's say like they're in tournament. Great work here. It's now 8-1. Congratulations, No Name.
Beautiful catches.
And so you're going to celebrate, and then I imagine they're probably just going to sit and do nothing if there's no game in between. So what would be something that would kind of level me up to like stay fresh?
See, personally for myself, I know some of these teams, they might have like that half-hour break. I would use that to my advantage to just stay as warm as you can. Always try to stretch, not so much stretch, but just keep your body moving, work out your legs, just keep sort of moving around and everything. I always like to try to find something like ball retrieving for another team or something. Sometimes that can be even more exhausting than an actual game.
The keys don't be the backcourt retriever.
Yeah. Always be the side. Always be the side. No, just keep your body moving. It keeps it limber, and you keep your mind and your body just fresh, ready to go for the next game, so then you're not sort of having to get that reset again and then need like an extra round to get warmed up for the games.
Awesome. So we're going to take a little break after I tell you what our next games are. And it will be the B team versus the bun in the oven. Interesting.
What are these games?